and welcome to Genius, where I'm joined, as always, by a selection of the great British public, all of whom think they might be geniuses. Hello, audience! Hello. And to discuss their ideas, I have my special guests this week, Alexei, Sayle and Tim Minchin. When you look at this gathering, do you think that genius is in the offing?
I don't know, it feels a bit like the war crimes court at The Hague, really, where I have been, but only crimes against trousers.
What do you think it actually takes to be a genius?
A genius is just a nuts person who turns out to be right.
That's what we're looking for in this lot tonight, absolutely. Yeah. Now, we get people of all ages sending us their ideas, so I thought we might start by randomly deciding if we should hear from someone who's in their teens, their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or indeed 60s. Now, of course, when you've got 6 options, there's only one way of making a random choice, and that's with the Wheel of Dice. Anyway, we're going to spin the wheel. Tim, you're Australian. You might not have seen something going clockwise before, so we'll do it that way. Here we go. Let's see what we get.
What's going on?
What's going on is we're going to find out someone in their 40s, OK? So put your hands up if you are in your 40s. On the middle row, the man in the sort of salmon pink shirt. Is it David? Yes,
it is.
Go for it.
I think that we should do away with the moon. If we obliterate the moon with a nuclear strike, for example, we'd destroy gravity on Earth, resulting in the following benefits. Firstly, transport overcrowding problems will be solved, as everyone will be able to fly, and fishing would be slightly easier.
What would the cow jump over?
Good question.
I'm not entirely sure that it would do away with gravity, would it? Is there anyone here who's actually got a science background? Like the guy on the back row with his hand up. I can't see your name from here.
Andrew.
Andrew. So are you a physicist?
Yeah. I'm only second year university, but in my limited knowledge of astronomy and stars and planets so far, I think the moon is quite important to life anyway. We might get a bit lighter, but only for half the month, and then surely the other half, when the moon would be the other side, we're a bit heavier, maybe? I don't know. It's...
You know when you can only see a little bit of the moon? It's still there. sorry, that's third year, so I'm jumping the gun a bit.
My problem remains that I think we'd probably die.
Right. Well, I think we'll die anyway.
That's true. So why bother with any of this?
I often think that.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid, I forgot.
Sorry. We can replace you with a moon destroyer if we have to. It's absolutely fine. OK, is the moon destroyer genius or not?
No, it's an imbecile.
Does that go for you too?
I don't know. I was quite taken with it, but I like change. I like any kind of chaos, you know. I like it when it snows. Ow! That's not change. That's hitting me. It's not the same thing as change.
It's changed our relationship.
She wasn't hitting you before.
I'm going for a nice night out and I'm getting hit.
Let's take another one. OK, that would be teens, I'm guessing. That's sort of nearer there than anywhere else. So put your hands up if you are a teenager. I see one hand straight away. I can't see your name badge. Imogen, is it? What's your idea?
Transport as improved by Einstein.
Transport as improved by Einstein?
Yeah.
That seems like Einstein's idea to me. But go for it. What is it?
Well, as I said, that E equals mc squared, obviously. So as things get more energy, they get more mass. So if people are squished up and full of energy, then they're going to be heavier. So I think on tubes and trains and stuff, people could chill out and not be sort of scrunched up. And then everything would be lighter and it would be easier and use less fuel.
Yeah. I think I've spotted the flaw in this one, because you can't spread out without having more room to spread out in.
I think you could have a kind of shelving system. Then people could lie down and spread out, but they'd still be taking up less room.
I don't know if I've got my head around this. I'm not sure that's my fault.
I think what Imogen is suggesting is that we lie down on planes and some of us go in the overhead locker. Apparently, we weigh less when we're spread out.
Yeah, we don't.
Does this make any sense at all? Do we weigh less?
I love her.
No.
I love her. She's like a teenager talking about relativity.
Yeah.
And she's called Imogen. I love her. But
apart from finding your third wife, have we found genius?
Oh, no, I'm not sure we found someone particularly bright.
OK, all right. Then we'll take another category. Let's see where we go. OK, we've been to both of those, so I'm going to go 60. So anyone here in their 60s, put your hands up. Russ, on the front row there. What's your idea, sir?
I have developed a load reducer for lorries that carry large tonnages of budgies. It consists of a precision pole. On one end of the pole, there is a goshawk.
Is that a type of hawk?
It's a bird of prey.
Oh, it
The
does.
driver has one end in his cab, which he activates periodically, thus activating the goshawk in the trailer. The budgies take to the air, and thereby reduce entirely the loading on the floor of the lorry.
That makes sense, doesn't it? The truck would weigh less if all the budgies took off, wouldn't it?
Well,
Andrew, I'm going to have to come to you again. I'm sorry. Physics student. Is that right?
I'm going to say no, but then I haven't done the modular budgie aerodynamics. So...
That's third year as well.
Yeah, I've got a lot to learn.
OK, I'm going to shoot this at you now, Roger. Is this a business that goes on? Do we see a lot of trucks going up and down the motorways at the moment, transporting budgies from A to... Budgie.
Well,
for example, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Think of the number of pet shops there are in the country.
OK,
They all have to be supplied with budgies.
Yeah.
It stands to reason.
Yeah.
There must be lorries going backwards and forwards, filled with budgies.
Yeah.
I've also developed it now to deal with sheep and wardrobes.
How are you making this work? Like, sheep is bad enough, but wardrobes, go to wardrobes.
You need the sheep first.
Oh, God.
You replace the goshawk with a wolf.
Yes.
So when you have a load of sheep, you animate the wolf, and the sheep leap into the air. Now, they won't go off the ground as much as the budgies would, but they probably get off the deck about 10% of the time, and a 10% fuel saving is quite considerable.
Yeah.
Now, with wardrobes, the trick is you first line the lorry with sheep. You then put a layer of wardrobes on top, animate the wolf as before, and the sheep will probably only get off the ground about 5% of the time on computer predictions, but they will elevate the wardrobes a certain amount and reduce the weight again on the floor.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah, go on with
OK, you're a genius, Russ. Congratulations to you. You know what we haven't done yet? There are lots of things. But the thing I'm thinking of is playing a game of Spot the Genius. Oh, yeah. Now, one of our audience has had the idea of a mobile pub. You know, like a mobile library, only a pub. But which one of them do you think came up with it? We've narrowed it down to 3 for you. And they are Stephen Colgan.
Hello, my name's Stephen Colgan, and my idea is for a mobile pub.
Anna Hercombe.
Hello, my name's Anna Hercombe, and my idea is for a mobile pub.
And Laurie Lasky.
Hello, my name is Laurie Lasky, and my idea is for a mobile pub.
OK, now, Alexei, I'm going to start with you. What's your question, and who would you like to address it to?
I'd like to address it to that man there. Are you an alcoholic?
No, not where I live, because all the pubs have been shutting down, which is why I've been suggesting the idea that we have a mobile pub, like the mobile libraries, that goes around the villages and actually services our needs.
But then one of the symptoms of alcoholism is denying that you're an alcoholic, isn't it?
I'm too drunk to answer that.
Any other questions, Alexei?
3. Why do you think a mobile pub would be a good idea?
Because where I grew up in rural isolation, and everything we had came from the backs of vans and trucks and things. It was all brought to us.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a natural...
OK, that sound means it's time for Tim to ask the questions. Tim, to which contestant and what question?
Anna, so does the pub go around picking everyone up? Because that's just a bus to a football match.
No, I envisage more the pub pulling up on the local green, say. And you'd say,
Oh,
OK...
and everyone goes, oh.
Yeah, the pub's going to turn up on Tuesday. Let's all go down for a drink.
OK, Tim, have you got a question for anyone else?
Stephen, haven't you anything better to do with your time?
Your time is up. Which one of those people came up with this idea? Two of them are lying, one of them's telling the truth. Which one do you think it is?
I'm sorry, I think it's Stephen. He just looks quite sad.
OK,
he does look like a bloke in the pub, but you see, that's all part of his plan, isn't it? That's all part of his complex plan. He's a cunning bastard. So I'd say number 3 in the green top.
OK, so you're going for Laurie, who's number 3.
Yeah.
Laurie, what was your idea?
Hamster balls for larger pets.
Which leaves Tim, who was guessing for Stephen. Stephen, what was your idea?
The idea of a karma machine that bad things happen to other people who do bad things to you.
Karma machine.
How would that actually work, Stephen?
I'm particularly aiming it at people who've got responsibility for looking after your stuff. So removal men, people like that. And what would happen is you'd fit a device to your possessions, which would send a signal to one of their possessions, or possibly to a loved one, if they damage your gear, maybe something like a small explosion or an electric shock.
Something happened, didn't it, Stephen?
Yeah, it's worse than that. It's during the last house move. The removal men did drop something that was quite precious, something that was irreplaceable.
And you wish death on their loved one.
Well, their only answer was, oh, we're insured. And I thought, that's not enough. It's got to be that they suffer as much as I did.
You want them to realise if they break your plates, their cat dies.
Yeah.
That sort of thing,
Essentially, yeah, OK.
Yeah.
The point remains, however, that you both got it wrong. And Anna, can you please confirm what was your idea?
The mobile pub.
There you go. Round of applause for Anna. You beat the panel, Anna. Well done to you. OK, now, Tim, being Australian, it occurs to me that you might not have seen a clue picture.
That's a what?
A clue picture. Have you seen a clue picture before?
Oh, yeah.
You've seen clue picture, haven't you? Over here, we've all seen clue pictures, haven't we? But Tim, you might not have seen a clue picture.
No, I feel such a fool.
You don't know what a clue picture is? This is our clue picture. What it is, Tim, it's a picture full of clues. I thought you'd have worked that out, to be honest with you. Now, hidden within it are clues to the names of some of tonight's geniuses. Now, you'll score a point for every one you can find, but be careful, because there are also some red herrings, clues to the names of other people who aren't here. For example, if you look here, you'll see a ball on a seal. The ball is a clue to Bobby Ball, and the seal is a clue to Seal.
I introduced Seal years ago on a telly thing, and I went, this is Seal. Oh. And he said, stop that.
Just to recap, you've got to find one of tonight's geniuses, you score a point, find a celebrity, and you lose a point, but be careful, because one of our geniuses has an idea that is not unique. Yeah, that's right. 2 people in tonight's audience have had the same idea. If you find the genius with the idea twin, you'll lose all your points. But remember, your points can't be redeemed anywhere, so none of this really matters. Tim, it's your choice.
Oh, the fisherman, Santa Claus.
The fisherman here with the beard. It's a man who's also a fisher. I'll show you another man who's a fisher. It's Mark Fisher. He's here tonight. Mark, what's your idea?
My idea is all large crowds should have a Where's Wally lookalike in them.
How are you going to enforce it?
You'd need to make sure there was a wizard Whitebeard as well, just to even things up.
What did he say?
I've no idea. Alexei, it's your choice.
The cow.
The cow in the sea or the cow in the field over here?
The cow in the sea.
You're going for the cow in the sea. It's in the sea. That's a clue to Mel C. OK. Her surname is Chisholm. It could have been worse. Tim, it's over to you. Your choice.
Condiments. Clara Condiments.
You're going for the condiments. Now, that's a risky choice because it could have been 80s hip-hop duo Salt and Pepper. It's not. Look at the sauce. It's brown sauce. Say hello to Marie-Louise Brown, who is here. Where are you, Marie-Louise Brown? What's your idea, Marie-Louise?
I think buildings look really lovely when they're uplit, so I think people should be uplit as well. The way you do this is by putting little lights on the straps that they can put over their shoes, and you look lovely.
OK, we're in a telly studio. Can we get a light? We have, OK. There you go. This is Marie-Louise uplit.
I feel better already. I think it's a holistic thing as well. I feel better.
Is that the look of a genius?
No, it's the look of a gargoyle on it.
And that's the result of your uplighting. You're not a genius. Let's move on. Back to the clue picture. Alexei, it's your turn to pick.
Tap.
The tap, or as the Americans call it, a faucet. It's Farrah Fawcett. She's not here tonight. You lose a point.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Do better. Your career's in the toilet. You've got to do better. It's the first time you've been on the telly in 10 years.
You see, that's why when you hit him, he didn't think it was change. What are you going to go for, Tim?
It's that thing down there.
That thing down there, that looks like a keyboard to me. I
it's
can
an
tell
organ.
you. It is an organ, exactly. Can you think of a celebrity whose surname is Organ? I bet you can't, because it's a clue to Cara Organ, and she is here tonight. Where are you, Cara, and what is your idea? She's on the front row down here.
Decimalised time.
Decimalised time. Absolutely, there you go. Right, oh, we have a snap situation, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. As that sound proves...
It's a conspiracy of fun.
Cara Organ was the wrong genius to find. Her idea, decimalised time, is shared by someone else. His name is Dave Cassar. Dave, are you single?
No.
Cara, are you single?
Yes.
OK, Dave, it's time to give up that relationship because you two obviously think alike. Am I right, Graham?
That's right, Cara Organ and Dave Cassar, because tonight you're going on a blind date.
But that's for later. We'll leave our clue picture behind. If anyone was keeping score, we'd know who the winner was. But like I say, it's not important. Take a look at this. It's drawn by someone called Sally Grossart, who I believe is here. Sally, where are you? Now... Nice tactic putting me in the picture. Yeah, very nice, very good. What's the idea?
Dancing shoes that you can download dances from the computer so you don't have to be able to dance yourself. Your shoes do it for you.
That's amazing.
That is, isn't it? That's
I'm not
proper.
sure how it would work.
Yeah. What about yourself? Are you a dancer?
I'm a dancer, yeah.
You're old.
I throw shapes,
stuff. You used to do some proper dancing.
Yeah.
Would that have made it easier? You know, if you could just plug your shoes in and get the dance sorted?
Because I want to be special, and I don't want other people to be able to dance like me. I want to be superior to them. That's why I'm in this business, or was in this business.
Yeah. This is just one of many that Sally sent us. I thought putting me in the picture was cute, but this next one's just getting a bit weird. What the hell? Thank you for making me vaguely buff. I'll take that. This man, fictional, wearing a suit. Me, naked. Not good. What made you, please tell me, what made you do that?
I just thought it would be a good idea to turn the underground into a lazy river, and I didn't think you'd want to get your suit wet.
Where's Dave's clothes? Where are they?
He keeps them at the office.
He keeps them
You've got like a whole kind of fantasy life about Dave. It keeps him, yeah.
Describe his smell. Yeah. How does his smell? Can you smell him?
Do you have a pet together? What do you and Dave do on Valentine's Day?
We go on the lazy river together, obviously. No, this isn't the only idea. Luckily, Sally did send in some ideas which didn't involve me in the slightest. What's this all about, Sally?
Oh, yeah.
What does this one do?
It's a seagull electrocuting bird table.
Obviously.
How does it differentiate?
It's a weight base. If it's too heavy, it gets electrocuted.
So you're killing eagles and stuff as well?
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of them around, but it'll mainly get
won't be
seagulls.
soon.
There wasn't just a picture from Sally for this one, there was actually an animation that she sent as well.
Oh, phew!
That's beautiful. Alexei, did that persuade you that there's something genius going on down there?
I think it's like the kind of Japanese anime, isn't it? It's, you've got a career in sickly Japanese cartoons, I think you should move to Kyoto immediately.
She's brilliant. She's a genuine bona fide genius.
Well, he thinks you're genius, he thinks you should move to Japan. I'm saying, if you give me one excuse for why I was half naked in one of those, then it's going to come good for you.
Do you want a little kiss from David?
You have kissed many times in your rose-covered cottage that you live in.
I think you're genius, but I also think you should move to Japan. That solves everyone's issues in one fell swoop. That's done. Now, it's not just pictures we get sent. There are also videos that arrive, and this is worth having a look at. Take a look at this video that came into the office.
Dear Genius, my name's Duncan O'Neill. If there's one thing old people like, it's moaning about stuff. If there's two things old people like, it's moaning about stuff and whistling. Why not make like a sort of set of false teeth with a built-in harmonica in it, like a note in each tooth? So the next time they're complaining about the price of oranges or telling me to pull my trousers up, they can do it in 12-bar blues.
It's got quality, hasn't it? Now, obviously, none of us have false teeth, as far as I know, so we made the best kind of substitute we could. If you'd like to pass that down to Tim, and here's one for yourself, Lex. Is that?
I see.
Pull your fucking trousers up! Obviously, Why no? There's another benefit. You'd know when an old person has stopped breathing. Right there. Now, obviously, we did have some made. Proper dentures with a harmonica built into them. But obviously I can't put them in because they're made specifically for someone. But luckily that someone is here. So please welcome John. How are you doing, sir? Very good to see you. Now, the idea involved, the idea that old people like moaning. Are you, do you like a moan?
Oh, recreational moaner, me, Dave.
OK. Do you want to try and slot those in?
Certainly. If you do me a favour.
Yeah, sure.
Can you say bus pass?
Yes.
Are you able to get any kind of tune?
Oh, little.
Is that better than moaning, are you thinking? Oh. Do you want to try and anyone...
Jam?
The harmonica. Come on! Give it a bit of welly! That's more like it! Quite remarkable, but now you've seen this one in action, would you like old people walking around with this?
It's a roller coaster ride of conflicting emotions.
That's what we tried to provide.
Yeah. Last 5 minutes, is this what television's become?
You're in danger of proving the idea that old people like moaning there, aren't you?
That's, yes. I think, you know, when we were doing, in the 80s, did I kill Tommy Cooper for this? Did I ban racism and sexism?
So that we could put a harmonica in an old man's dentures? Yes, you did!
You can sell out!
John, seeing as you're the only one who can actually try it properly, genius or not?
Genius.
OK, that's genius from him. Genius from you or not?
Without doubt, it's stupid. He's not a genius.
So not genius, Lexi?
Not genius.
I'm going to do what Simon Cowell would do in this situation. I'm going to say I think it's genius, making it a 2-all split and leave it up to the audience. All those who think it's genius, give us a cheer. OK, all those who think it's not genius, give us a cheer. OK, that makes it genius. He's not here, but he's a genius in absentia. Thank you very much, John. Congratulations to you, sir. OK, we are running out of time, so if we haven't come to you yet, please put your hands up, OK? The guy on the... Well, you're the science student, we've already spoken to you, so I'll say the guy next to you instead.
My idea is a nemesis finder, the opposite of a dating agency. People search for a nemesis instead of their partner.
Yeah. It's amazing to have come this far in my life and never really to have found my true nemesis. So, yeah, that's not genius. It's fun, though.
Anyone else? Put your hands up if you haven't come to... on the front row, Sue.
My idea is the Neanderkit is an escape for the modern caveman. Essentially, we all want to be cavemen. So my idea is a self-assembly wooden cave, which we can get back to nature with and afterwards burn it. A glorious primitive finale.
What's your job? What you do?
I'm not telling you.
You bloody are.
I'm a psychologist.
Not a genius, unless anyone wants to argue with me.
No.
No, OK, you're not a genius. A man in the sort of track top on the back row with the glasses there, yes.
My idea is, I think every year the NHS are really missing a trick. Everyone's banging on about not having enough money. I think we need to introduce merchandising. So when you go in for an operation, you know, you're at a theme park, a flash goes off, you get a picture on your T-shirt, I survived the quadruple heart bypass. Maybe, if you actually are unfortunate enough to have an organ removed but survive, what better talking piece than to have that put into some kind of clear polyester type thing as a lamp on your desk. The only thing is I did try and make one for the show. I didn't realise how hot the fiberglass got and accidentally cooked it.
What did you cook, Steve? Which part of your body have you cooked?
It was only a pig's heart for trial. Didn't quite go to plan, and I did have a spare, but the dog genuinely ate it.
That's the best the dog ate my homework story I've ever heard.
And it would be brilliant because people with chronic illness would just keep buying this shit. It would be brilliant. You know, chiropractors who sell a T-shirt every day. I went to a chiropractor and got another appointment.
It's genius as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely genius.
I'm afraid that really does mean we are out of time. Huge thanks to my genius guests this week, Alexei, Sayle and Tim Minchin, to everyone who brought an idea along this evening, and of course to you for watching. If you've got a genius idea you'd like to share with us, you can find us online at bbc.co.uk/genius. Good night!
The final selection of genius...